Okay, and welcome back for part 2 to my entirely too small garage for this project. As you can see, I have my jugs of oil in here, and here is my setup. So let's take a look. So I start off by pouring all my oil into this doodah diesel. Let's see, here's the Easy Strain 70 micron strainer filter. So the whole point of this is just to collect sand and sticks and leaves and whatever. As you can see, it gets in there, and you can remove it and see, okay, yeah, I got a little oil in there, but that's where it goes. And I can kind of, this is a nice barrel too. See, it's got the gallons on the side here, so you can see how many you have in there. Anyway, next it comes from this down through this on the bottom of the barrel. This valve, I've got a Y screen filter in here. It doesn't really do anything. It's kind of a, anyway, not needed idea. And it goes down into my filter system, the actual filter system. I start off with a Wix hydraulic filter here. I want to say this one's somewhere around 24 microns. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check. And it goes from that to my water block filter there. I'm trying to remember who makes that. Anyway, it's 10 micron water block filter. So any water, free water that comes through the system gets caught there. And then it comes back around to my Wix 2 micron high efficiency filter. It is not absolute, as many people think it is, but it is high efficiency. I'd have to relook up the percentage on that. Let's go back over this. The point of all these valves originally, I had designed it to be a pressure system, so the oil would be pushed through the filters. So I was going to use all these valves like this one here. You open it, you see if there's any flow out of it, and that'll tell you if that filter before the valve is bad. That was the whole idea. Didn't work because I decided to put the pump after the filters, which sucks them through the filters. So ideally any filter that gets plugged will completely cut off flow instead of pushing it past the filter and the bypass, or perhaps any damaged media. So let's take a look at the pump. I got a 3rd horsepower A.O. Smith AC motor with a SureFlow carbonator pump on here. I actually picked that up with my centrifuge, which we'll take a look at next, for $200 on eBay used. So it was a killer deal. It's like a $600 setup, brand new. Anyway, so it comes from the filters, gets sucked through the pump here, and comes up through this hose, and I open the bypass and I dump it all into my finishing barrel. Oops. Then what happens is I can close this valve will be closed when I'm filtering. I can open it, and then I'll close this one. As you can see, that one's closed, and it will recirculate all the oil in this barrel. And I can close this valve, and it will recirculate it through my centrifuge. So that's the system. Next we'll take a look at my centrifuges, and then after we take a look at that, we will talk about the system and see it in action.